Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, aka the lowest end S10 that you can buy, versus the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 and see which particular Samsung Galaxy Tab is a better one for you. Now here's the thing I'll definitely kind of let you know, is that if you have all the money in the world, you might as well go for the Tab S10 Plus. It is an overall bigger size device than the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, but I would probably tell you, to the average person, getting a device like the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Plus probably does make the most amount of sense for the everyday average person. But I look at the Tab S9 and I still think that is a solid option. And if you're going to go through and pick up a device, I think that also is a very good, Samsung Galaxy Tab to pick up as well. So if you want to pick up either one of these tabs for the cheapest prices that I find, links will be down in the description. You can get that from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these particular tablets, on the front side of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, you're basically getting a 11-inch dynamic AMOLED display. And this was a very good panel. It's 120 Hz. It's a very large panel, so these things just naturally just look really good. And since the resolution is high, there's so many things to love about this type of panel. Very little bezel around it. The structure of both these tablets are basically around the same thing, so it's not like that big of a difference here. And I genuinely do think if you're going to go through and pick up a tablet, these two are very good options. They look beautiful, but the Tab S9's panel is still very good for the most part. The Tab S10 Plus, on the other hand, is giving you an overall bigger sized 12.4-inch dynamic AMOLED display. So this thing is a bigger sized panel, significantly bigger at that, if I'm being honest. It's also giving you 120 Hz on this type of panel as well, which again, something like that is a very nice type of panel to have. And I would probably say that if you're going to go through and pick up a tablet, the Tab S10 Plus might be the better option for some people. That's kind of the one that makes a little bit more sense. But I still think the Tab S9's panel is nicer in some ways. Just keep in mind with the Tab S9 that is an overall smaller display and a smaller phone, a smaller tablet. So if you are wanting the smaller device, just keep in mind that that's going to be the smaller one for you. Now they're both giving you USB Type-C ports on the bottom. Both of them are also giving you things like, stylus S Pen support, micro SD card slots inside of both as well, which is really nice. You're getting a single camera setup on the Galaxy Tab S9. We're getting a dual camera setup on the Galaxy Tab S10, so we'll kind of look at that in a second. And you're also getting things, like very good displays, very good build quality. From a build quality outside perspective, there's not really too many differences if I'm being honest, but both these tablets look really nice, and I'm a big fan of both of them when it comes down to it. So from the exterior, that kind of covers it up there. Now from the price tag side, a very big thing you're going to have to keep in mind here is that with something like the Samsung Galaxy Tab, S9, this is probably going to be the overall cheaper tablet to go ahead and pick up right now. Whether you're going to buy this thing in the brand new market or in the used market, you are definitely going to be getting an overall, cheaper tablet inside of the Galaxy Tab S9, which makes a lot of sense here because if you're going to go through and pick up one of those types of devices, that's kind of what ends up happening here. So if you are wanting the cheaper one, for the most part, it's the Tab S9. The Tab S10 Plus, because that one just came out, is going to be the more expensive one. But with that, you're going to be getting things that are going to be, better maybe for some people. Things like, maybe more features, more capability here and there, especially with that camera setup. So that might be one thing to keep in mind. But otherwise, from the exterior perspective, I would probably say that kind of covers it up there for the most part, in my opinion. Now, on top of that, some other big things to keep in mind here too is the fact that with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 and the Tab S10 Plus, the camera setups are slightly different. So between both, with something like the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, you're getting a 13 megapixel wide-angle camera on the back and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera on the front. Whereas on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, you're getting a dual camera setup on the back, a 13 megapixel wide and then an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera. And on the front side, you're getting a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera. So both basically give you the capability of having 4K at 30 on the front and the back. So that is a pretty decent resolution to have inside of these types of tablets. With something like the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, this camera, it's a good camera, right? It's not anything super crazy or super powerful. It's a pretty basic type of, lens when it kind of comes down to it. And that's just kind of what happens when you're getting these types of tablets, right? These things aren't necessarily supposed to be competing with the top Android phones or top iPhones of this day and age. So that is, in my opinion, kind of an issue when you're getting these types of tablets, because you probably want it to be a little bit of better capability here and there. So with something like the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, this tablet is still a good performing tablet from a camera perspective, it's still going to be good. But if you are wanting the better one, it's probably going to be the Tab S10 Plus. This one is overall going to be giving you better capability when it comes down to it. It's just going to be a better, you have an ultralight sensor on the backside as well, which is really nice. So when it comes down to that side, you're probably going to be getting an overall better tablet from a Samsung Galaxy Tab S10, Plus when it comes down to it. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there too. Now, on the other side, when it comes down to software longevity, if you're wanting the tablet that's going to last for a longer period of time, it's probably going to be the Tab S10 Plus. Again, that's just kind of what ends up happening when you're getting these types of tablets. These types of tablets just give you an overall better experience, and that's the thing you're going to have to keep in mind here. So if you are wanting the overall one that's going to be a better, longer lasting tablet, it's probably going to be the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. Although, like I said before, the Tab S9 is still going to be here. It's not necessarily going anywhere anytime soon. So both these tablets are still going to be giving you a really good experience when it comes down to it. From a battery life perspective, there's also a really big increase in battery life. So the Tab S9 had a 8400 mAh battery inside of it. The Tab S10 Plus is giving you a 10,090 mAh battery inside. So this in and of itself is a really big difference here as well. Once again, if you're wanting the longer lasting one here, something like the Tab S9, is still going to be a good, battery life inside of a tablet. But the Tab S10 Plus is definitely going to be the one that's going to be giving you an overall better performing tablet when it comes down to it from a battery life perspective as well. Now, on top of those things, when it comes down to it, from a performance level, these two things are giving you a little bit of a difference, from a chipset level as well. So the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 is giving you the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset inside with basically 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM. Now with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, this one's giving you a newer chipset inside. I believe it was supposed to be giving you that, Snapdragon chipset, but on GSM Arena it's telling me the MediaTek Dimensity chipset. But either way, on the Tab S9 S10 Plus, you're getting 12 gigabytes of RAM. So from that side as well, you're probably going to be getting an overall better performing, tablet, I would say in most ways, on the Tab S10 Plus. But that Snapdragon chipset that's inside of the Samsung Galaxy Tab, S9 is still a very, very good chipset. That is still one of the better chipsets you can basically buy. And I genuinely do think if you're going to go through and pick up a tablet, that thing, you genuinely cannot go wrong with it. It is a very solid option, and I do think for the everyday average person, from a performance level, you can't really go wrong with something like the Samsung Galaxy Tab, S10 Plus or S9. But if you are wanting the better one, it's probably going to be something like the Tab, S10 Plus when it comes down to it. So overall, to kind of sum up this whole entire video, what I'll definitely tell you is that in my personal opinion, I don't think you can really go wrong with either one of these types of devices, right? The Tab S9 and the Tab S10 Plus are very, very good tablets. They're very solid. They have a lot of power inside of them as well. But if you are going to want to pick up the one that's going to be the smarter one, it's probably going to be the Tab S10 Plus. This one's going to be giving you an overall better experience, a faster, better device. And that is the one that when I look at, it's probably going to be the one that makes the majority of sense for me to recommend to people. So take it as you will, but that's kind of how I see both these tablets kind of comparing. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.